This is a yoga class for runners. It's a 30-minute class, but please take as long as you like at the end to soak up your relaxation. This class is ideal for those that are runners or super active, as we'll target specific areas of the lower body to help stretch and release tightness. We'll combine that with mindfulness and breath to create a balanced flow. All you need is a little space around you, the mat underneath you. If you have a couple of yoga blocks and a bolster, grab that. Otherwise, cushions and pillows will help enhance your practice. And when you're ready, I'll meet you on the mat. Okay, come and take a nice tall seat position. So I want you to grab a couple of cushions or whatever props that you have got, and I want you to place them underneath your sit bones so that you can get this little space in the front of your hips. So your knees are lower than your hips. If you feel like you're really high up here, then start to layer up a couple of cushions on the outside edge of your hips as well. Okay, and then when you find that nice tall seat, I want you to really feel that your sit bones are rooted down into the ground, and then feel this lifting up through your entire body all the way to the crown of your head. And then we're going to start to take some nice, calm, deep breaths in and out. So we're coming maybe from post-run, so coming from that higher state into this calmer parasympathetic nervous system state. When you breathe, I want you to breathe in through your nose and think of it almost like fogging up a mirror. So if you breathe out, you could fog up a mirror, but I want you to do the same action and sound, but seal your lips. Okay, just close your eyes. Just land yourself here. Take a gentle breath in through your nose and out of your nose. Think of where your breath is starting right now. It may feel a little higher up into your chest. I want you to think of breathing from the very base of the belly. So you breathe from the base of the belly, you expand into your lungs, your rib cage, up to your chest, and then to the crown of your head. And then you take that same path, but coming down, peeling your navel back to your spine as you exhale. So let's come back together, breathing in through the nose, out of the nose. Breathing in, expand from the base. Exhale, gently releasing the breath. Just allowing ourselves to come to this calmer, more harmonious state. Keep finding that gentle inhale draws you in a little closer, and that smooth and soft exhale, just releasing what you need. Couple more. Good. And then all you need to do is just flutter open your eyes and come back into the room. So I want you to come off of any of the props that you have and just bring yourself up and over. And we're going to come into a toe stretch. Now, if you have a bolster or your cushion, I want you to grab that and bring that now either here to the front with a bolster, or you can have a cushion underneath your heels. And I'll show you a couple of reasons why. So the toe stretch is super, super strong. So what I want you to do is bring your toes underneath you like this and then really flatten them out so they're completely flat on the ground. Now, if you instantaneously do this and you're like, I need some help, pop that bolster or that cushion underneath your knees or cushion underneath the backs of your heels. You can also just rest your hands just to take a little of that pressure away from the toe joints. If you're absolutely fine, then sit up nice and tall I don't think I've ever met anyone that's absolutely fine in this pose, but we're going to stay here for about 45 seconds now. So now I want you to just go where you need to go, close your eyes, and then come back to that nice sound and smoothness of your breath. Inhaling, expanding your belly. Exhaling slower. Now you're going to feel this real opening at the backs of the feet. And it's really rare nowadays that we wear no shoes and we go completely bare feet. So we've always got that support of the shoes wrapped around the feet. So we don't really get into the backs of the toes. And obviously if you've been running a lot, you are using the feet so much. So it's really important that we just take a moment to stretch out here. We'll take one more breath together. Breathe in. And as you exhale, you can lean forward and then just quickly tap the toes just to release any of that tension. Pop your props out the way, just pop them behind you. Coming into a all fours position, so spread your fingers wide, bring your knees, your hips in line, and then bring your wrists, your elbows and your shoulders in line. Just some mobility here, so cat-cow. We're gonna start to lift the chest, lift the eye gaze, drop the belly. And as we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin round the spine and allow the pelvis to draw forward. From there, releasing, letting the chest drop, letting the belly go, lift the eye gaze, breathe in. Exhale, round the spine really smoothly, drawing the back of the heart to the sky. And again, just moving slowly, mindfully, breathe in. Exhale, rounding the spine. Good, and then you can just come back to that neutral position and then just walk your hips back. Coming into an Achilles stretch, so a really vital one for runners. I want you to bring your right foot in front, and here you may want to pop your bolster or sit on the back of your cushion here, okay? Then you're going to bring your weight slightly forwards depending on how tight your Achilles is. You may have to come a little further forwards like I do, or you may be absolutely feeling it just sitting back. Now, don't allow the heel to completely peel away. Try and have a little bit of more contact with the heel pressing towards the ground. And you just get that gentle stretch coming up through the back of the ankle. And then we just take a couple of slow, calming breaths in and out. And one more, breathing in, breathing out. Just release and we'll switch straight into the other side. So stepping the left foot forwards, popping your cushion underneath here, or just letting the hands gently come forwards onto some blocks if you need. And then here, just finding what it feels like for you. So really tuning into your own needs. Where do you feel the sensation? Just notice it and then breathe into it. Good. And this place is one of those when you see runners and they start hobbling as they are just nearly at the end of a big race. And it's always the Achilles that tends to go. So just perfect stretch for you guys to help you keep those injuries at bay. One more breath. And as you release, just bring yourself back onto your knees and just pop your props out the way. Good, so that you can come back into your all four position. Now from here, I want you to take your right toes all the way back behind you, so your legs straight. And I want you to really press the heel away and then almost slide the toes a little further away. And then from there, lift the heel up and engage up through your pelvic floor, lifting through your navel. From there, squeeze the heel towards your bum and then extending out. So although we want flexibility, we also need to have the conditioning and the strength. So squeezing in, you'll feel that in the back of your hamstring and your glute. Slow and controlled, and then lower the toes all the way to the floor, and then press your heel so far away that you feel that stretch in the back of your calf. Good, and then from there, step your right foot outside your right hand, and you're gonna come up into a 90-90 position. So the knee and the ankle are in line, and the back hip and the back knee are in line. From here, all you're gonna do is tuck the pelvis forwards, the tailbone under. So you squeeze under, and then you release. And we really open the front of the psoas, front of the hip on the left side. Squeeze. So your bum is just gently, lightly squeezed here, and then release. We'll do one more. Squeeze, feel it all the way through that front left hip, and release. Perfect. From there, step a little further forwards and maybe slide the back knee a little further away. So you're coming into a lower runner's lunge position. Now here, this is where you may want to grab a couple of your blocks. You can place them on your hands here. You may want to grab cushions, whatever you have, just to make the floor come closer to you, okay? We're just going to pause for a moment in this position and really feel that opening through the left hip. So it's the perfect time just to come back to our breath, come back to the awareness of what we feel, the sensation. Breathe into it, lean into it. Breathe away whatever we don't need any longer. From there, I just want you to heel toe your foot just a little further off the edge of the mat. Take your left hand out a little further, slide your right hand down the inside of your thigh and press it away. So you're leaning away from that right leg. Now, if this is a lot, stay here. If you need more, you're always welcome to drop to the left forearm and lean your way back. So I need you to just be where's right for you. So checking in, just feeling, sensing what feels good, what's too much. If the breath completely goes, then you've gone too far. And then slowly, slowly from here, walk your hands back on the inside, bring your toe, your heel back in line, and then you're gonna keep that right foot planted down into your mat and start to bring your hips back. You can keep that front knee really soft. And then from there, calm back forwards. Lift through your chest a little bit here. So breathe in, exhale, sliding back. Now we're coming into the back of the legs, hamstrings. And also the front of the ankle with the foot down. Bring the chest forwards, inhale. And exhale. Now hold it back here this time. So the toes are plugged down, the foot is down into the earth. The knee can be soft. You can keep the toes down, you get that awesome stretch here through the front of the ankle, or you can bring the toes up and then just bring your hands closer, or again, a couple of blocks under your hands. Any height gives you that nice lift. Spine is really long and you get the stretch all the way running up through the calf, back to the leg. Keep the hips as super square as you can. Just take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. Breathing in, breathing out. We reset, so just bend through the front leg. From there, all you're gonna do is slide your right leg out to the side. Couple of options. You can bring hands just underneath shoulders if you're feeling that on the inside of your adductor, your inner thigh. Maybe you come lower onto the forearms. Now there's also an option to take a gentle twist, but it is a much deeper variation for your inner thigh. So you reach the right arm, you slide it through the gap, and you can rest your head down or on your cushion. And then you get that little twist motion as well. So just be with what is needed here. And then we slowly peel our way out of the twist. If we're down, we come up. If we're up, we're all gonna meet back together and just bring the leg back, reset here into that tabletop position. We're gonna come to the other side. So left toes. Press them away as far as you can. Push your heel away into the back room. And then from there, side just even further, a little bit more. Zip up your navel, lift your heel, leg is long, and then squeeze heel to bum and extend. And then think the whole time lifting up through the entire core. And we just activate the back of the legs. So if you're yet to go for your run, you're getting that nice little bit of strength work in. We'll do one more here. As we plug the toes down, push them further into the ground. Press your heel away. Push through your upper back so you stretch through the back of your calf. Good, and then from there, we're just going to take that little step outside of the left hand and come up into 90-90. So get those two angles perfectly in the center here. And then all you're going to do is take that little tuck of the tailbone underneath. So squeeze and hold and release. Again, feel the real opening through the front of the hip. And release. We'll do one more. So squeeze, lift, pelvis tucking under, and release. Stepping a little lower now into your lunge. Grab your blocks, your cushions, if you need them under your hands, and then just reset back toes flat on the ground. And then we're just pausing here now. So just taking so much time just to be in this space. If we're going to do something, allow yourself to do something really well. Feel your breath enter your body. Breathe in. Slowly, quietly breathe out. And again, just like that, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Heel toe your front foot a little wider onto the knife edge. So that's the outside edge of the left foot. Take your right hand further away from you. Slide the left hand on the inside thigh and then start to press that thigh away. Option to drop to the forearm if needs be. Otherwise, still have this feeling of lifting open through the chest. This really juicy opening through the front of the right hip. And then just scan your body. Where are you holding on? Where's your tension? See if it just drip off of you, melt away. Check in with the jaw, the teeth. Often they clench down on top of each other. So just wiggle it around. Just let it go. Good. From there, hands to the inside. Walk the toes in and the heel in. Foot stays flat, soften the front knee. We're going to send the hips back behind us. Little stretch now through the back of the left hamstring, through the front of the left ankle. And as you come forwards, lift your heart, lift your chest. Breathe in. Exhale, draw the hips away. And again, lifting tall. Exhale. Now pause here at the back. You can keep the foot down. You can bring the toes up. And I'm just going to demonstrate so you understand those different levels of the blocks. So we've got completely flat. We've got halfway. Or we've got all the way up. Okay? So this just gives us space. And that's what we're trying to create as well. Space in our physical body. Also space in our mind to give us more clarity. One more breath here. You can release the blocks out the way. You can bring the toes down and then slide that left leg out to the side. And then here, options. Coming a little deeper, you can use your props, staying up higher, or we've got that option to lift the left arm, breathe in, slide it through the gap, and you can rest the ear down, and you get that big stretch through the inner thigh and the shoulder. So wherever you are, really tune into the sound of your breath. Nice. And then you can come out of the twist, slowly release, and then come back into that kneeling position. Good. All we're going to do is come and sit onto our bottoms. So bring yourself round. We'll take your left leg out the front and bring the right foot into the inside of your thigh. Here's where you might want to pile up a few cushions or a couple of blocks, and you're going to bring your elbow down either to the ground or on your props, and we'll take a nice big side bend. So during our running, we really need to open the diaphragm to be able to breathe. So here's a really nice way just to start to initiate that opening. Expand through the side of the body, from the hip to the fingers. You can flex the toes and reach for them, or you can just soften everything and just allow yourself to really let go of the physical shape, but just feel the connection to the shape. Good. Nice deep breath in. Soft exhale. Slowly as you're lifting up, all you're going to do is slide your left leg around to the back. We're going to come to a pigeon pose. So you might have your pigeon where the front knee and the ankle are in line, and it's at a 90-degree angle, and that's because you're super open in your hips. You might find that your right heel is all the way locked in to the front of your left hip. And then there might be this really big gap underneath your bottom. So here's where you invite all your friends, your blocks, and your cushions underneath to give you a nice seat, okay? And then from there, if this is enough, you stay upright. Maybe you come to the forearms, or maybe you're all the way down, stretching through into the arms here. There's no right or wrong. All you need to feel is sensation on the outer edge of your right hip. So wherever you are, just give yourself a moment to access it. Notice if you're really holding onto your stomach. See if you can just let it go, let it sink towards the ground. Good, just a couple more breaths. Takes time to open up some of these areas that are super tight. And I just want you to bring yourself onto your stomach. So the easiest way you can get there is just sliding that leg down and bringing yourself up and over. From there, I want you to take your right heel towards your bum. So grab the foot. You can place your left hand down and then just have a moment to lie upon the top of your hand. Draw your heel into your bum so you get a nice big stretch through the quad. And then you can start to press the hip bone down towards the ground, because that will lift the knee a little bit more to get even more stretch. Think of bringing the inner thighs towards each other. And then just give a nice audible sigh if that feels relevant. Gently release the right foot, hands beside the chest, and then from here, just start to walk back towards a child's pose. So knees can be wide. You can reach the arms forwards. If you really feel you're high here, grab your cushion underneath the back of your calves and sit on it. Forehead can rest towards the ground, or it can hover. Take a deep breath in. Feel the back of your lungs expand. And And then breathe out. And then from there, just gently coming back up, we're going to come to the other side. So I want you to extend your right leg now and bring your left foot onto the inside of your inner thigh. And then again, grab your props if you need and start to reach over into this side bend. So really allow your sit bones, both your butt cheeks, to connect to the ground. Feel the lift out of the left hip and that extension through the top arm. Think about really breathing open through that left lung. So much breath needed during all these practices, whether it's running, cycling, yoga. Such a beautiful tool that we have, so we never take it for granted. So nice. Okay, gently lift up. Slide your right leg to the back this time. We're coming over to our pigeon again. So reset. Each side of your body is completely different. So you may need props this side and you didn't the other. So just recognize how it feels. There'll be a cushion or a block underneath your left glute. And then just start to roll that right hip down towards the ground, extend the back leg away, and then come to where you feel comfortable. So it could be just on the hands, the forearms, or it might be extending all the way forwards. Wherever you are, give yourself a moment to feel all the feels. Just see if you can recognize you're coming from that heightened state now. Can you feel yourself just swirling down into this more grounded energy? We have a couple more breaths. Slow exhales. Good. And then you can come all the way down onto your stomach. So allow yourself to get there gradually. And then from here, right hand down, left hand, left foot. Bring the knees as close towards each other as it feels comfortable. Forehead can rest on the top of the hand. And then peel that heel towards your bum. So you get that really good opening through the fronts of the legs that take a complete battering as you're running. Good. Feel the breath calming in, calming out. And then gently, gently release. Hands beside your chest. You can stay in child's pose for a breath, or you can walk back now, tuck your toes, and just come into a downward dog. And you're just gonna pedal out through the heels. So press each heel down to the floor. And as you do that, you stretch through the ankles, mobilizing. You wiggle through the hips, you open through the ribs. And then from there, walk your feet behind your hands, just into a little dangling position, drop your head. And then slowly, slowly melt your sit bones towards your heels, and then you can come and take a seat onto the floor. Bring the soles of your feet together as we come into our final end of the pose here. So option, you're gonna either have your heels further away and a long shaped butterfly. This will target inner thighs, outer hips, and lower back, or heels closer will really target mainly through the insides and a little bit on the outside. So wherever you feel the need to go, take a deep breath in, and then melt the body over. You can slightly round the spine by tucking the chin back towards you. But every time you take a nice long inhale, just for a moment, think of lengthening. And every time you get to take an exhale, Think of releasing, letting go of tightness. Allow yourself to take just a couple of more soothing breaths in and out. Take your time just to peel your body up. Bring the soles of your feet down. We're just gonna drop the knees side to side, little fluidity back into the hips. Good. And we're gonna come to our final pose. So savasana, our resting pose. Grab hold of a bolster, cushion. You can place it here under the backs of your knees. This will really help the lower back if it gets a little sore. And then just make your way down onto the ground. Just allow your whole body just to melt back. And release. Take a deep breath in. Audible sigh, let it go. And again, just big, deep inhalation. Gentle sigh. Feel your whole body resting now. I'm just grateful for the movement that we can experience, the time that we take to look after ourselves after it. Feel free to stay here now for as long as time allows. Otherwise, you can gently roll onto your side and find a moment to just pause, gently drawing yourself up towards a tall seat. Bringing yourself into that same starting position. Just closing your eyes, just taking a moment of peace. Thank you for joining me. Hope you're feeling rested and peaceful. Take that feeling with you through to the rest of the day. So until next time, namaste.